Hello and welcome to my Wealth Odyssey. This is episode 3 and this is the portfolio update for June 2025. Now you'll see on screen that we ended May with a closing balance of £5,782.36. Now during May, again, I led a frugal lifestyle and I managed to save £1,000. My total invested into the portfolio is £6,000. So that's 2 consecutive months now of saving £1,000, and that is double my predicted. So I'm very pleased with that, and long may that continue. So this video series is where I'm sharing my journey from starting out as a small-time investor, using the savings from my job to invest in stocks for long-term returns. What's my ultimate goal? Well, financial freedom essentially, building a future where I'm in control of my time and money. Now let's be clear, this isn't financial advice. Investing comes with its own risks, and this is just what I'm doing. This is entertainment, a front row seat, if you will, to my wins, losses, and everything in between. Before we carry on and speak a little bit about the companies that I've chosen to invest into so far, I really wanted to show this graph to show the power of compounding interest. You can see here along the x-axis we've got estimated invested, and along the y-axis we've got the estimated value. What you can clearly see here is that the more that you have invested, the quicker the returns and the quicker the expected or estimated value should rise within the actual portfolio at an exponential rate. That's why when you look at the literature, there's a lot of confluence around trying to get to that £100,000 as quickly as possible in your portfolio, because then the actual rate of change becomes incredibly fast. So if you think about it, when you're starting out, as I am, and investing small amounts, the growth is, well, kind of underwhelming. You might invest £1,000 and even a great 10% return only earns you £100. Admittedly, £100 is not nothing, however, it's not life-changing either. But once you reach £100,000, everything changes. That same 10% return now adds £10,000 to your portfolio in a single year without you doing anything extra. And because the growth gets reinvested, it starts earning returns too, and that's the power of compounding. If you never added another penny and just left that £100,000 invested with, say, an average of 7% return, it could grow to nearly £200,000 in 10 years. So by consistently investing regularly, you're building long-term wealth for the future. Now, reaching £100,000 won't be the end for me, but it certainly is the point where time becomes my friend and compounding really does the heavy lifting for me, and I can take less risk in my portfolio. So now I've spoken a little bit about the power of compounding. Let's have a look at my portfolio and the stocks that I've bought in June. You can see now that in June I invested £250 into Rigetti Computing, moving that total holdings up now to £750. And I've also purchased Hims & Hers Health with the ticker HIMS, which is a healthcare company specializing, amongst other things, weight loss drugs. So why did I invest in this company? Well, actually, it's very similar to the United Health situation that we had. There was a very big sell-off in June, and it dropped actually 34% from 64.22 down to 41.98 in a single day. Now, why did this happen? Well, they actually got dumped by a big pharma company that they had recently partnered with. Now, I won't go into the ins and outs, but you can see the article on screen. And obviously, this had a big impact on the stock market price. So I jumped in and purchased this stock with £250. I think this stock has a really good chance of bouncing back once the dust settles, but we'll just have to wait and see. So yes, just the £500 invested this month, with £3,500 sitting within my Trading 212 account, which is receiving 4.35% interest. I'm hoping that in the next few months I will up the additional contributions to my favoured stocks and actually get into a regular pattern of investing weekly. So how did I do in June 2025? Well, my closing figure is £661.39, giving me a total portfolio profit of £671.39. Now, if you take away that £1,000 that I've added at the beginning of the month, you'll find that I actually have dropped a little bit in value, but that's not unexpected because I had such a good May 2025 in terms of returns. Right, so I want to now show you this graph, and I alluded to the fact that I wanted to show you these kind of graphs as I get more data points. But this is my investing journey, and this is where we'll be able to plot how well I'm doing and how well the actual portfolio is growing against my estimated invested and the actual value that has accrued in my account. So on this graph, you'll be able to see eventually 4 lines. Across the x-axis, we have the months, so we've got 50 months, and on the y-axis, we've got the estimated invested, and we'll also plot the other key metrics in terms of value and estimated value. So as we know, the estimated invested is £500 per calendar month added. So that is that mauve line, and that will be a straight line that will be continuing across the screen. The next line, that is the orange line, and that is the estimated value. And you can see how it diverges as the months go on, and the estimated percentage return that I've stipulated at the beginning of the series, you can see how the power of compounding can actually grow my portfolio at an exponential rate. Now, I only have a couple of data points given where I am in my journey, and we're at episode 3. But you can see there that I've invested a little bit faster in terms of the £500 per calendar month. I've managed to do £1,000. So the invested amount is the blue line, which is directly above the orange line. So already I'm ahead of the curve in terms of invested amount. And then the top line is the green color, and the green line is the actual portfolio amount that I currently have. So I want this green line to stay above all of the other lines and to grow quickly and exponentially towards that, firstly £50,000 and upwards to that £100,000 mark. But again, there will be ups, there will be downs, and I will be documenting them all and actually being really transparent and showing them on this graph and in the tables of data that I show each month. So with my closing balance of £6,671, that leaves us still in the second to bottom bracket of the Stocks and Shares ISA balance distribution holders. Hopefully in the next 2 to 3 months, we can actually move into the next category. But again, we'll wait and see. So overall, I'm quite happy that the portfolio has grown. And again, the returns have not been exponential because again, I'm hoping to build positions in my favorite quantum stocks and other stocks as well. But the plan going forward, certainly for the next 2 or 3 months, is to carry on investing and run that cash balance down a little bit further and invest into my favorite stock picks. Thanks very much for watching. Let's see what July brings. Dig a dagger.